Hello and welcome to the 19th Vinny Talks Yanks. I'm your host, Vincent LaRose. We're still in Florida, still on vacation. Got another one coming for you guys today. So what we plan to do now is I want to make a video every series, after every Yankee series, recapping all what happened during the series, and then just the basic as normal, whatever is going on in the Yankee world. And so I should have 2 to 3 videos out every single week now, so a little more content coming out, which is what we plan to do. Now that I have an actual editor, it's a lot easier to do stuff like that, as I can just do my thing on the camera and then he could do his thing on the editing side. But let's get started with today in Yankee history. So on this day in 1997, the Yankees trade for Ace Hideki Irabu. I think we traded for him. He was from the Rangers, so it was one of the first times I believe the Yankees got into the Japanese market, although not through signing, through trade. But that's a little cool thing that happened in Yankees history today. Today's the May 29th. So what is that? 28 years ago to this day. So let's get right into it. So like I said, with these videos, I'm going to do more of a recap of the series, getting a little bit more in depth of each game, more in depth than I was before. So to start, we play the Angels this series. Yankees get the sweep, so we'll go straight to game one. So in game one, Yarbrough takes the mound. He goes 6 innings, only giving up 2 hits and 1 run with 7 strikeouts and 1 walk, bringing his season ERA down to 3.06. And he continues to dominate as like a fill-in pitcher right now. So it's really cool to see, a guy come in like Yarbrough destroyed us for years, and then taking him over, him coming out of the bullpen to start the year, and then moving on to a starting pitcher for us now, filling in for the injured Marcus Stroman. And truthfully, I don't know what they do when Marcus Stroman comes back. I think Yarbrough has proved that he should be starting over Marcus Stroman. I know likely they'll throw him back into the bullpen and give Stroman his starts back, but I'd much personally rather see Yarbrough continue to start, and at least until he maybe struggles a little bit. But as of right now, I'd rather keep Yarbrough in the starting rotation. I really don't know what the deal is with Stroman at this point anyways, so that's sometime for the future. As Aaron Boone likes to say, maybe these problems will figure themselves out, but you never know. But so we take this game 5-1. So the offense takes over in the 4th. Bellinger has a walk with the bases loaded, gets an RBI, and then Volpe is starting to show up a little bit. He gets a bases clearing double, and then the Yankees add one more run in the top of the 8th with Wells' sac fly. So we got 4 runs in the 4th and then 1 in the 8th. And then the bullpen comes in after Yarbrough, starting from De Los Santos to Leiter to Weaver. Weaver gets to save, or no, he does not get to save. It was 5-1. So Weaver finishes him off, and the Yankees take game 1 5-1. So like I was saying before, Yarbrough in this rotation has been phenomenal. He has really stepped up in a big way for us, filling in that starting pitcher role. Coming from a bullpen, they built him up a little bit, but now as he's getting more starts, the pitch count is going up a lot more. So I think they're trying to cap him out around 85 to 90 pitches, nothing more than that, because like I said again, he's likely going to move back to the bullpen when Stroman comes back. But he's been pitching well for us. I think he has 6 starts on the year with 8 appearances. 6 starts on the year? I'm not 100% sure, but he has 6 starts. I believe it's 6 starts with a couple appearances out of the bullpen. He's pitched phenomenally for us, and it's really nice to see a guy come, was released by the Blue Jays in kind of like a questioning way. Nobody really thought the Blue Jays would DFA him after spring training. They offered him a minor league deal, but he went for free agency. Yankees signed him for $2 million. He was in our bullpen, and then now he's a phenomenal starter for us. So it's really cool and really nice to see. And then also, I want to talk about Volpe, man. Volpe really stepped it up this game. He really started going in the Rockies series, getting a couple of hits there. In that 13-1 win, I think he had 2 or 3 hits. I don't remember 100%, but it's good. Volpe's issue throughout his career has been consistency. We've seen the flashes of where we know and we can tell he's going to be a great. He could be a great player, but he can never find consistency and consistently be a great player. And now, in this recent stretch, hopefully it's not just another hot stretch, and hopefully he keeps up. But he's got his average over 240. To this point, his stats are better than his first 2 seasons. So he's really starting to heat up, and he got an RBI in every single game of this series. I don't believe he got a hit in every single game. I think Game 3 was a sac fly, but we'll get to that. So we'll move on to Game 2 now. So in Game 2, Rodon takes the mound. Rodon goes 7 innings with 10 strikeouts and no walks, which is really significant for Carlos Rodon. Talk about that in a second. And he doesn't give up a single run, giving up 5 hits, and he brings his season ERA down to a 2.6. It's the beard, man. Ever since this man has grown his beard back, he's been absolutely dominant. I don't know what it is, but even in the 4th inning, he made an absolutely insane play, for a pitcher at least, to end the 4th, getting Joe Adell at first base. And Joe Adell is he's not a slow guy. He can run. So making a jump throw, channeling his inner Derek Jeter, as Volpe said after the game, it was really cool. DJ LeMahieu came and said he didn't think he had a single chance to make that play, and then he made it, and everybody was kind of stunned. Aaron Boone said he's a lot better athlete than a lot of us would ever realize or notice. So it was a great play. It was actually really funny to watch more than anything, because just the angle where they showed it when it originally happened, watching him jump, I kind of chuckled, and then saw he actually got him. And so it was a great play, and again, it was just funny to watch. So great play by Rodon there, and what another great start. 7 innings, no earned runs, 10 strikeouts, not a single walk, which is phenomenal for Rodon. After the game, when they interviewed him, he said that's what he's been trying to do the entire season. So I really like what Max Fried has brought to this rotation. So at the beginning of the year, everybody's a little bit down as you hear that as Cole's going to be out for all of this season and most of next season with Tommy John. And Max Fried really stepped up, and I feel like not just on the mound, but really taking these guys to the next level. Even guys like Rodon, who are veterans, really telling them and speaking to them about it's not all about strikeouts. The Yankees pitching staff has been really good about getting deep into games. Schmidt, not so much lately, or not so much when he came back, but lately, yesterday I'll talk about him, he pitched Game 3, but I feel like it's really, something's really clicking with his rotation now, with getting away from not every single at-bat needs to be a strikeout. Contact is good, especially with teams, when you're going against teams who aren't maybe the greatest at hitting. Fried only had 80-something pitches through 8 innings against Colorado, but it was just one of those moments where he knows his team is not great, and contact is key, and contact equals quick outs. So you're going to give up 1 or 2 runs here or there, but it's about executing and knowing when to get the strikeout at the right time. So I feel like the Yankees rotation has been really good at that, as they continue to be one of the best rotations in baseball to this point, and the bullpen has been phenomenal as well. But so that was that. Rodon's start was phenomenal. So so in the 4th, Ben Rice gets the scoring starter for the Yankees with a solo home run, his 11th of the season. And then Volpe gets another RBI in the 6th, making it 2-0. And then Peraza hits a solo home run in the 7th, giving it 3-0. That ended up actually being the game winner of this game. Going up 3-0 to this point, I think with the bullpen going the way it was, I know we didn't have Weaver that game, but we all kind of thought it was pretty much over, especially getting that 3rd run by Peraza. Peraza was pumped up as well, so it's really nice to see. So I think I'll talk about what's going to happen with the roster later, but he might be the odd man out that gets to stay. But it was really cool to see. Peraza was pumped up, and he was, I know he's been struggling at the plate, so it was nice to see him get one. So, and then we move into the bullpen. So, like I said, Rodon went 7, so we actually only had 2 guys come out the bullpen. Loaiza gets the 8th, giving up no runs, making it a clean 1-2-3 inning. I think he got a strikeout in that inning as well. And then our good old friend Devin Williams comes in, giving up leadoff home run, 3 hits. He gives up 2 earned runs without recording a single strikeout. And then eventually he does get the save, leading to a 3-2 Yankees win. But Williams continues to show his struggles in the 9th inning and the really big moments. I know ever since that Padres series, he's been pretty much lights out. But just against a team like the Angels, man, I mean, I know they had been hot before coming into the series, but have only scoring 1 run in the first game, not scoring a single run into the 9th inning. Just Williams seems off. He couldn't locate his fastball again, and that seems to be his problem for the entire season to this point, is the fastball location. He's leaving them, either he's throwing them way off the plate or they're balls up in the zone. So he really needs to get that down, man. But we still win. We still take the 3-2 win. But still, he's still struggling quite a bit out of that bullpen and in the closer's role. But yeah, his ERA is over 6 now, and he just Williams just continues to struggle. But I guess at the end of the day, all you care about is the W, and we got the W. So that is nice. So and then I want to talk a little about Rice too. Rice getting another home run. Rice has still been, I know he hasn't been as hot as he was to start the season, but he's still been playing great as of late. He's not getting as much time as he was to start, but I know he's getting a couple first base days in, and Aaron Boone has really tried to get Judge a lot of more DH days, so we haven't seen Rice in as much. I know they're trying to get Judge all the DH days they can, because once Stanton comes back, that kind of disappears. So get Judge off his feet to at least the start of the season as much as possible. But Rice really has nowhere to go once Stanton comes off the IL. They were talking about the broadcast, maybe not yesterday, the day before, but you know, Goldschmidt is hot right now, so you can't really take his bat out the lineup. He can play catcher, so I think they will figure out a way to keep him on the roster, although it will be sticky. I'll explain in a little bit. But he just doesn't have really a spot to play. Once Stanton comes back, Stanton has to play every day. I know the first week or two he's going to get game, off day, game, off day. That's usually what they like to do when these guys come back off the IL, just to make sure their body's recuperating well. But Stanton starts his rehab stint soon. So I really am not sure what they're going to do with Ben Rice. I know Ben Rice is probably going to get in maybe 3 to 4 times a week, but that's going to be like, you know, maybe you give Judge an off day and, you know, figure something out, whatever they do decide to do. You know, maybe a tough right-hander, they'll give Goldie the off day and make Rice throw Rice at first base. But like, the catcher situation's tough because Rice can catch, but all 3 catchers are lefties. And truthfully, JC Escarra is the hottest of the 3 right now. So you got to keep the bat in his hands. I think they're going to still keep it 50-50 with the 2. And, you know, maybe we see Rice get 1 out of every 10 days, a catcher or something like that. But I don't think they really trust him defensively. So not really sure what they plan to do there. I don't think they're going to send Rice down. I know he has one. I think he has 1 more option. So I don't really think you want to blow that option when you would have to call him back up if something does happen. So I doubt they send him down, but it's tough because there's a couple guys, and there's 3 guys on this roster that don't have options left. But I'll get into the roster after game 3. But so we'll go to game 3. Yankees going for the sweep. Schmidt gets the start today. He ends up going 6 innings with 4 strikeouts and a walk, giving up 4 hits, and without giving up a run. I almost said with giving up a run. Schmidt doesn't give up a run, going 6 innings. His ERA is now below 4, which is nice. He's at 3.95 for the season, and he continues to improve every start. So the problem with Schmidt I've seen as he is pitched, he has a real issue with just getting the strikeout, putting guys away. He's usually 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, quick. But he has a problem with, like, if he's 1-2, it has to be a perfect pitch and it's way out of the zone. 0-2 has to be the perfect pitch and it's way out of the zone. 2-2, and like, I feel he just needs to get a little bit more of a feel for his pitches, especially his put-out pitches. Like I said, he's been pitching well, at least enough, and he doesn't give up a single run in 6 innings, which is a phenomenal start. So not much to complain about, but you maybe want to see him go a little bit deeper without giving up a run and only 4 hits. You could just tell he was getting into a lot of deep counts, and but he didn't give up a run, and that's all we can really ask for. So you know, on a day like yesterday where the Yankees really didn't want to touch a lot of their big guys, you have an off day tomorrow. Give those guys a couple days rest. I know Weaver went the last 3 days. Loizica had a couple days in a row, and he's coming off injury, so I know he wasn't likely gonna pitch yesterday. Even Leiter did get ended up getting the save, but he pitched a couple days in a row, so I know they're trying to stay away from some guys. Williams with the night before wasn't going to happen, so you really didn't have a lot of options out the bullpen, so you really wanted to see Schmidt get like 7, even if he did give up 3 runs, but he does give up a single run and goes 6, so I think that's still more than enough to ask for. Offense was completely nothing this game as Yankees win 1-0. Volpe gets a sac fly in the first inning, and that's the only run scored the entire game. I fell asleep in the top of the 9th, so I don't remember them actually closing out the game, but I woke up like, oh my god, like it was only 1-0. Like, please tell me they didn't lose, but they held it together. So and then in the first 2 innings, Judge gets intentionally walked twice in a row. You could see Ron Washington kind of laughing. He wants nothing to do with him, and it probably wouldn't be a 1-0 game if he wasn't intentionally walked twice. It does backfire in the first as Volpe does get the sac fly, but the second it works well as he gets Cody Bellinger to come up and pop out to left field. So, you know, it was a little funny in the 5th inning. Judge was kind of like pointing at Ron Washington, like, you know, like, am I going to hit? Or are you going to walk me again? There was nobody on, so Ron Washington was laughing. You know, kind of an annoying moment as a Yankee fan, but also a wholesome one in the sense of, like, you're way too good. I'm not even going to be kind of a dick about it. Like, just take your base, bro. So I know Michael K was saying, like, I actually agree with Michael K for once, how, like, you know, when you see him get intentionally walked, you get a little bit angry as a Yankee fan because you want to see the man hit, but it really makes sense to walk him. It makes no sense to pitch to Aaron Judge. He's hitting 395 or 391 in the season now, so he is under that 400 point, but still 391 is absolutely insane. He still has over an 1100 OPS, so most guys aren't going to want to even come close to him. This is the best start he's had in his entire career, although Aaron Boone says it isn't. He's wrong. I mean, I think Aaron Boone said this isn't his best stretch, which he's correct about, but just overall performance-wise, it's the best dude we've ever seen, Aaron Judge, and I would walk him too. I wouldn't want to pitch to him, but bullpen comes in after Schmidt. I almost said Weaver. Jesus. Bullpen comes in after Schmidt. Doesn't give up a single run. They give it to Hamilton, to Hill, to Leiter. Hamilton goes 1.2, not giving up a run. Hill just gets the 1 out, and then Leiter gets the save. So Yankees take this game 1-0. And as I've been saying, man, the Yankees pitching has been absolutely dominant as of late. I know we haven't been playing the best teams, but even the Angels, like, they have scored, I think, 7 runs every single game in the last 4 out of their 6 games. I know they were coming off into the series game. They didn't score any runs against the Marlins, so maybe that's a start, but they were still hitting well. So, you know, Yankees shut them down, which is you'd like to see. Any major league team can score runs. That's the truth. So watching them shut them down is really cool to see, and the Yankees pitching has been phenomenal. So and one last thing before I move on to the roster moves. Paul Goldschmidt has been insane against lefties. I really don't know how this isn't like really talked about more around the league. It's just really talked about in Yankee land, but he's hitting .552, 633 on base percentage, and a 1,571 OPS against lefties right now. I know it's only like 42 at bats, but that's crazy. He continues to get the lead off every lefty start, and he should continue to. He's been amazing against lefties, and it's wow. I mean, going from Goldschmidt last year, I know at the second half of his in the second half of the season, he really picked it up. But I don't think anybody saw this coming, and if they did, they were offered him a lot more than $12.1 million. The Yankees got a phenomenal player, a first baseman, and a good leader in the clubhouse for honestly a really good price. And I'm kind of interested to see where Goldschmidt goes after this. You know, obviously the focus is winning a World Series, but going into the offseason, if he keeps this up, man, like, you know, he's a little bit older. I think he's 37 now, so I don't think he's gonna get that big contract. Well, he won't get that big contract, but maybe he gets a 2 years, like $45 million, something like that. So he's been playing really well, and it's a great pickup for the Yankees. Just yet again another reason why. Like, the Yankees really, I know the Yankees wanted to sign Soto, and I know they thought they re-signed Soto, but like, I feel like we really dodged a bullet there. And not so much dodged a bullet, because I know Soto has struggled as of late, but he's not going to struggle for the 15 years. I'm a Yankee fan, so I know we can be petty about it, but like, real Yankee fans, watch that man play. He's not going to struggle for 15 years. He's going to get an MVP within those 15 years. He's only 26, 27 years. I think he's 27 now, but obviously we want Soto back, but what we got out of this, I think we're better off for 2025 for sure. So maybe not so much in the future, but for 2025 for sure. But let's move on from it. So I'm gonna go a little bit more into the roster moves. So the Yankees are in a little bit of a tough situation. So they announced over this past week that Chisholm and Stanton will be starting their IL stints. Chislom first. And that Chislom is going to play third base. So he's going to play his rehab games at third base, which tells me they're keeping LeMahieu at second, which is why I talked about it earlier in a couple of videos back where I was confused on why they were keeping LeMahieu at second. I don't know why. Like, all three of the bench guys that play in the infield play third base. So I was a little confused. But it makes sense now. They're throwing Chislom back at third. I know they were talking about it trade-wise too. They're looking for a right-handed back. They were looking for a third baseman, but there's really not a lot of options out there. There's a lot more second base options. So they're going to throw Chislom back at third, which I'm okay with. Chislom was phenomenal at third base last season. We'll show a couple of his highlights. But it's a situation that I find quite interesting because Chislom comes off the IL, and now you have Cabrera. Or I'm sorry, not Cabrera. You have Peraza, you have Vivas, and you have why am I blanking on his name? Oh my God, why can I not remember his name? What is his name? Pablo Reyes, I'm sorry. So you have Peraza, Reyes, and Vivas all on the roster now. None of them have options left. They're all out of options. I think the first to go is obviously Reyes. He's been terrible. He can play outfield, but I don't care. So can Chislom. Reyes better be off the roster first. And really, I think it's going to come down. Okay. I don't think it's going to come down to it, but Stanton starts his rehab soon. I know it's probably going to be another 2 weeks before Stanton will be on the roster. Maybe even 3, based on how his rehab goes. So anybody can get injured, which we don't want. But I think Vivas is probably the odd man out. I think Peraza has shown at least enough defensively why he deserves to stay on the team. And Vivas, although has been good defensively, his bat has just not been there. And I think they see Peraza as more of an upside than they do Vivas. So I think they likely DFA Vivas when Stanton comes off the IL, because you still have your backup infielder in Peraza, so you still have 4 guys. It's just tough because if you DFA one of them, if anybody gets hurt, they're probably... I don't think Reyes is gone. I don't think anybody's picking up Reyes, so I think likely Reyes will get re-signed to a minor league deal, so you'll still probably have Reyes as a backup. But there's no way Vivas doesn't get signed if he gets DFA'd. I don't really know how that works, because I'm almost positive everything I checked said he has no options left. So I thought he had options. I thought he had 1 more, but I guess he doesn't have any. So I don't know where the Yankees go with that. So he had a great season last year, and he was hitting really well in the minors. So, I don't know if maybe they're thinking they release Peraza, and he probably doesn't get signed because he has struggled mightily in the MLB. And then they can re-sign him on a minor league contract, but I don't know. They have a strange roster situation to go with, and I'm curious how they deal with it. But that's my best guess. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, we'll see what they end up doing. But I do think it's cool that Chislom's gonna go back to third. But anyways, done with the Angel series, done with the IL. We're gonna go into now. The Yankees are going into LA, going from LA to LA. They have an off day today. They're going to play the Dodgers this weekend. A rematch of the World Series. I don't want to say the Dodgers are completely different, but I feel like the Yankees have retold in their favor and have made a better team to this point. So it's going to be a really interesting rematch. We don't really get the ace, so we will get Yamamoto. Game 1 will be Fried and Gonsolin. Gonsolin has not been great this season. Fried has been amazing. We get Game 2 is Warren and Knack. Knack has not been great. Warren's about 50-50. I don't think Warren's going to play well against the Dodgers. I don't think he matches well up to the Dodgers, but you know, anything can happen. We'll see. And then Game 3 we get Yamamoto. Right now it's showing to be determined for the Yankees, starting pitcher wise. I believe that is Yarborough's spot, so I think it's probably going to be Yarborough. I'm not positive though, so we will see, but it's probably going to be Yarborough or bullpen day. Probably Yarborough, my best assumption, but it's going to be really interesting going to LA. Last time we were in LA, Judge broke his toe, so we'll see how that goes. You know, I'm excited to watch, man. It's going to be a really good series. Every game's a late game, unfortunately. Is it a late game? I think there's one 10 o'clock game and then two 7 o'clock games. But oh yeah, so Saturday's game is a 7 o'clock game. So Friday will be 10 o'clock, Saturday will be 7, and then Sunday will be 7. So two early enough games. So Sunday's video, that series video, will probably be out late Monday afternoon. But Yankees going into LA for the first time in a couple years. It's the matchup against the Dodgers, the World Series matchup. All eyes are going to be on that series, so we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to get 2 out of 3 here. It's tough though. The Dodgers are still very good. I know they haven't been great as of late, but we'll see how it goes. But that's where we're going to end it today. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Go Yankees!